Shalom and blessings to everybody. This is Archbishop Dr. Kifa Ben Israel, and I am here to teach the Hebrew roots and the prophetic meanings of our original faith. And tonight I'm going to be talking about the name of God, which we find in the Bible in the book of Exodus. In the Hebrew phrases, we use the name Shamath. In Exodus 3 and 14, we have the phrase, Elohim gives his name, which is Iya Asha Iya. Iya Asha Iya. Now, Iya Asha Iya just simply means I am that I am, or I will be what I will be. Now, this establishes the vocalization of the name of God. And some people mistakenly use it. We use the terminology Jehovah. That is a false connotation that is used wide openly by a lot of different people. And if we were to go by the correct pronunciation of the name of God in the Semitic, it would be Yud He Wah He. In English, it would be pronounced Yahuwah. Yahuwah. Now in Yahuwah, the Yud He Wah He, the Vav, is used in its vowel form as an U, rather than declaring the vowel as a jot or beside the consonant He, so that the Yod pronounced Yah and the He is pronounced Vahu. Okay, this is especially recognized when you consider the transliterated name of many of the prophets, such as Yeshayahu, Jeremiah, and so on. And the tetragrammaton that we use concludes with a single He, which carries the same jot as the Yod that is marked in Ah. Therefore, the pronunciation correctly is Yahuwah. Yahuwah. Now, the name Yahuwah, if we were to translate it by stick forms and figures, would simply mean the hand, behold the hand. That lets us know that even Yah himself was giving the definition of the future by giving us his name. Because when we look at the crucifixion of Messiah and the way Messiah used his own blood to buy the church itself, it's depicted in the tetragrammaton. Now, I know some of you are wondering what the tetragrammaton is. The tetragrammaton are the four capital letters that describe the name of God. The four capital letters are YHWH. YHWH. Now, in the Semitic, the Semitic language, Hebrew language, which we call Yiddish, we say Yud He Wah He. Yud He Wah He. So as we translate it, because I used to use the phrase Yahweh, but when I started doing deeper study and deeper pronunciation affiliations, I found out that the name Yahweh was even incorrect, and it was Yahuwah or Yahuwah. Now, with that being said, and in Exodus 3 and 14, it talks about Iya Asha Iya. Now, when you read different version Bibles, they spell it very differently. The Bible that I read from, the Bible or the divine book that I study from, is called the Sefer, which starts with the Alpha and the Omega, the two letters, the first and second letters in the alphabet of the Hebrew language. And that simply means et, with the ETH. Now, we say the, THE, but in the Hebrew it's reversed to ETH, which is et. Et Sefer, which means the divine book, which the divine book is compiled of many other books. And as my classes and all the letterings that I come out with in the latter form will show you that there are several books and there's several meanings. Like right now, for example, we are in the end time. Don't let people say that You know, ever since you've been small, your grandma and your granddaddy been telling you that we're in the end times and the earth hadn't ended yet and so on like that. That's a very ignorant statement, because the Bible's end times are very different than man's end times. And you have to understand that the Bible tells us that one day is like 1,000 unto Yah. So we are not going to get it all together, but hopefully through these studies that I'm going to lead you into, you will get a better understanding as to what he's trying to say and how he's trying to say it. For example, we're living in a time when people are more caught up into pagan holidays than they are holy days. In Leviticus 23 in the 23rd chapter of Leviticus, it runs off the holy days. Now, what the problem is with the running off of the holy days is that man has instituted the holy days only as Jewish holidays. Well, that's mistaken too. As the teachings go forward, I will be able to show you the evidence and proof into that. Each holy day is a day that leads us closer to the Messiah. Okay? It leads us into his eventual plan for man and for earth to be collaborated with the Spirit. This is the teaching I'm talking about is called eschatology. Eschatology is the teaching of the end and the fulfillment of prophecies. This is a teaching that is not taught that much in churches. And the reason why it's not being taught that much in churches is because most Christian churches have not gotten a grasp on this thing as of yet. Hopefully through this introduction tonight that I'm giving you and the teachings I'm going to be giving you as the days go forward, because there's going to be several videos and several tag videos for us to learn about the different pronunciations, the different days and what they mean, what they don't mean. Hopefully you will understand the reason why, if you are a true believer of the Bible, there's no way you could be celebrating holy days and holidays all at the same time. There's no way possible. For example, Easter is a pagan holiday. It is not an approved holy day. Christmas, a pagan holiday. It is not an approved holy day. Then it goes into other holidays that a couple of them are very demonic, such as Valentine's Day. The most obvious one on October 31st, which is Halloween, which was at one time called All Hallows Eve. I'm going to open you up to these demonic practices and the reason why the world itself has been caught up in the web that was set for it by the fallen angels that was talked about in the book of Enoch in chapters number 7 and number 8. It gets explicit as into why the angels that fell to the earth came and made a bond with each other, made a pact to destroy man. They created weapons. They created drugs. They created what we call today makeup. They created a lot of things that we use today that, because these books have been omitted from the 66 books of the Bible, we do not know that they're practices of demonic forces. If you tell the average female today that makeup was made from demons, they probably look at you and say, well, it helps me. If you tell the average person that drugs and roots and all these different things were traps and ploys of the fallen angels, people will probably look at you and find a reason to continue to use these things because they don't know any better. Well, hopefully, and I say this very strongly, hopefully, with my teachings and the things that I have to say about these things and the evidence I'm going to show you in Scripture, in the books that we don't even read, I can show you the demonic practices and the compromise that the fallen angels have used to make the image of Yah be null and void. It is, you have to understand, angels are very jealous of the creation of man because we are made in the image of the Creator. Angels were not made in the image of the Creator, thus making them a one-dimensional being. The only thing angels do are take orders. And for that reason and that reason alone, that is how Satan, in which his real name in heaven was not Lucifer. A lot of people use the phrase Lucifer. There was no such angel as Lucifer. His name in the Hebrew, before he fell from the grace of heaven, was the name Helil. Helil, H-E-Y-L-E-L, Helil. And Helil was the son of the howling morning. And because he was the son of the howling morning, that right there lets us know the authority that he had over the angelic choir in heaven. Well, he went to the mountain, according to Isaiah 14, and exalted himself higher than that of Yahuwah himself. And because of that, he had to get kicked out of heaven. But he was not cast to hell, as some folklore people would say. He was cast to the earth. And because he was cast to the earth, now he's making all kind of havoc. We're going to be expounding into these lessons, and I'm going to be expounding into the life of Enoch. Why is Enoch so important? Enoch was important because he was a prophet of Yahuwah, and he gave us prophecies in the beginning that were for the end. And now we are seeing the fulfillment of those prophecies as we teach eschatology. Enoch is an exciting book. Enoch was an exciting person. We're going to be going to the book of Yasher to expose the life of Enoch and the integrity of the prophetic mission. If you are a prophet, there is a standard, there is a guide that you must go by. And I'm going to bring this character and this integrity out because we're literally tired of the false prophets. We're tired of the people that are coming in the name of religion and ruling and dominating people. If you're a true prophet, or if you're a true follower of the Most High, then you are not a religious person. And let me explain what religion is. Religion is man-made doctrine, man-made teaching. It is not divine. And we have a lot of churches that have the Christian banner up on it that are following man-made doctrines. For example, in the book of Galatians, the 3rd chapter, the Apostle Paul plainly said, "O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you?" Now, in the Complete Jewish Bible, I love the way the Complete Jewish Bible explains it. It says, "O stupid Galatians, who have made you fools?" Okay? We've come and taught you the truth, and now you've taken the truth and you've made it a lie. It's really important that we study to show ourselves approved. And these are some things, these are some scratch surface things that I'm going to be touching in some of my videos, some of the things that I'm going to be talking to you about that are really, really important. Now, I want to do something that most people don't do. I want to give you my email. My email is Dawn, D-A-W-N, Dawn of Prophecy 77 at gmail.com. There may be some questions or some things that you want me to expound on, that you want me to get in depth about. I don't care what the questions are. I don't care what the topics are. I want you to email me. Since we're going to be friends, and since we're going to be here and you're going to be watching me, I want you to ask me as many questions as you can. If I don't have them right off, I will go study them and we'll find an answer to the question. I promise you that you will not regret any moment that you have watching this channel, because this channel has been approved by the Holy Spirit. This channel has been approved with power, and this channel is nothing but truth. I'm Archbishop Dr. Kepha Ben Israel. I'm Chief Apostle and founder of KBI, which is Kepha Ben Israel Ministries Kingdom Building Institute. And we're about to open up our next semester of class on January 2nd of 2020. It only costs $100 per month, $600 for 6 months, or $1,200 per year. That's pretty cheap to get you a certification in prophetic ministry and learn the Hebrew roots. I guarantee you that you will not regret, nor will you ever sit back and say, wonder why you took the class, because you have so much information that's going to blow your mind. You hear what I'm saying? So the next video that I do, or the next time that you see me on video, I will be getting into one of those ever so important topics that you guys want me to get into. All you got to do is email me at Dawn, D-A-W-N, Dawn of Prophecy 77 at gmail.com. Send me your question. I may read it on air, or I may not read it on air. I might just get into a topic about it. It just depends on the question. But it's really important that you guys feel free and that you do have an avenue to be able to ask your questions so that they can be answered. I am a believer in the education and recreation of the Word of Yah. That's one of the reasons why we are lacking the way we're lacking, because we are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. We don't take the time to study, or even to ask people that know things to make them study, to be accountable for what it is that we need to know. I've been in ministry for over 34 years now. And in my 34 years, I've seen people come and go. I've seen imposters, and I've seen good people. But it all boils down to one thing. In the end time, we need to know what we're talking about. We need to know where we're going. Do we not know that we are in the middle of a tribulation right now? Do we not know that the anti-Messiah, the son of perdition, the beast of Revelation 13, is about to rise, and he's about to cause havoc on the earth? And we need holy people, prophets, if you will, prophets and apostles in this end time that will stand up, speak truth, and speak from a perspective of education and power. This is the only way that we're going to get through. I'm telling you, in the end time that we're living right now, there are so many deceptions. Heck, look at the music today. Everywhere from gospel to country to rap to funk to hip hop has been demonically oppressed and directed. We have to know the difference between a heavenly sound and a sound that is coming from the enemy. Because remember, he was the chief musician in heaven, and his name was Halil. So the brother can sing, the brother can play, he can do it all. But he also works in the field of deception. We have to be careful of the deceptions of the enemy. And in this hour, if these things are not revealed to us, then we're going to be sorely lacking. Let me show you guys the book that I use. This is called the Et Sefer. Okay, you can get a good look at it. The Et Sefer. This is one of the best transliterated Bibles that I've ever seen, because you don't want a Bible that translates. The Bible was not meant to be translated from the Dead Sea Scrolls. It was meant to be transliterated. When it's transliterated, that means every word still has its meaning in its place in any language. And this is exactly what we want. We want to be able to learn these things in its entirety as to what it's really saying. I mentioned to you guys about the holidays versus the holy days. This is how holidays, now in this season today, I believe is December the 3rd, and we're coming up on a season where people are celebrating Christmas on December 25th. One of the most pagan holidays created. Now, I used to be a big Christmas person. I used to, get indwelled into the trees, into the decorating and so on like that. But we find out in Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, and it doesn't matter what version Bible you read it in, we find in Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, that the prophet Jeremiah instructs us not to do things in the ways of the heathen. For the heathens cut down trees and decorate them like scarecrows. Hello, somebody. That sounds like a Christmas tree to me. I don't know about anybody else, but a Bible-believing church with a Christmas tree up in it, you got a lot to learn. You need to take that thing down, because that is a mark of idols. That's witchcraft. Okay? We're going to be getting into all these teachings, and I know a lot of people are like, wow, he's talking about a lot of stuff. But you can ask me questions. All you got to do is email me and we're going to bring up topics, and I'm going to teach on these topics, expound into them, and show you the reason why you shouldn't be caught up in a lot of different stuff. We've been fooled. We've been bamboozled, if you will. So now it's time to bring the truth back to where it's going to be. Now listen, I'm not going to give you but so much. We've been on here about 20 minutes or so. And I don't want to give you too much because each class that we do is going to be in the essence of 35 minutes to an hour. I don't want to bore you out with different certain things. We want to keep you in the loop with where we're at and what we're doing. But as for right now, I am Archbishop Dr. Kepha Ben Israel, Chief Apostle of KBI, saying that I love every last one of y'all, and get ready for daily teachings because the power of Yahuwah is for real, and so are you. Have a blessed day or night.